Good evening and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Spooks, and tonight you've caught me in the middle. The middle of something grand, something being produced here that is out of the ordinary, shall we say. You've caught me in the middle of something I was doing off camera. Streamer doing something off camera? Never. Yeah, but we were actually setting up right at this second a second smelting planet. Basically, I worked out that through careful observation that the distance between Arrakis and Smolder was a lot. Right, that is a lot of space, a lot of time being spent for these guys in transit. So I wanted to produce something that was maybe a little bit closer. So the star system named Camel, not Cameld, Camel, has become Camel Forge. That's right. So we have hot windy Camel because it's a hurricane stone forest. We have volcanic Camel. We have ocean camel because it's an ocean jungle camel. And then we have dry camel in the barren desert. So what's going to happen in this system is these guys, we're just going to mine them out. There's no other plans at this point in time. And then hot windy camel is this guy is another smelting world. That's right. This lovely green atmosphere. I thought it was, a bit of a change. Bit of a change indeed. So all these drones running around the place at the moment, those drones are trying to build out the blueprint that I've just dropped down. And there are many blueprints. If you look at our factory here, or our planetary view, we built one of them. But, we're not going to do all of them by any means. The main thing here is I'm just putting down transport logistics here, so that when we have the interstellar guys in place, then they'll be able to transport out anything that gets built. And yeah, that's about it. Otherwise, our drones just working their way down the line here. I also worked out what's happening with our research here. And the problem is antimatter. Basically, we do not have enough antimatter production, and the reason why we don't have enough antimatter production is basically I'd increase the demands on our antimatter fuel cells. So I was asking more of it, so as the natural consequence of that, more was happening, more demands on that sort of thing, which is kind of what you expect, right? Just gonna put down one of these as well, try and get this, some of this powered up, hopefully. Anyway, so tonight, we're continuing on with our system-wide factory. That's still a goal, still a target. We have not strayed from that, but we have essentially realized that we need to give it a booster. And I think also what I might need to do is have it start producing some antimatter as well. So that whole idea of it just being powered by the Dyson Sphere, I'm not sure how viable that is now. I think really antimatter production is going to be necessary instead. I mean, that's still coming from the Dyson Sphere technically, I guess, so we could say that it's still powered by the Dyson Sphere, but not powered directly. And that is the really big difference there. And we also have 17,000. Look at this. Ouch. Hurting my eyes. 17,000 of these doodads to place. And that's the things that are not green already, right? That's just the difference. So yeah, we got a big episode of watching drones do their thing. I'm just gonna go around to our green logistic stations because I might as well place them down, right? Come on, drones, come on back. Why is that a remote supply? That does not look right. Hang on. No, you should be a remote demand. Why would that... Oh wait, no, supply. Never mind. You're a smelting factory, right? Definitely supply. That could have been disastrous. Trust the blueprints, they know more than you. Alright, but we got all these things to place. It's what happens when you try to do things in your lunch break. You run out of time. Run out of time. Anyway, so this is what's happening. We have a whole stream ahead of us of things being placed, things being mined. You know, do you reckon this will be close enough? Is it powering it? Nope, it's not. Alright, we'll power it. That's another thing that we want to do, or I want to do. I keep saying we. You know, you guys don't have a choice. All you have the choice is whether or not to tune in or not. And I absolutely prefer it that if you do, but yeah. Somewhat outside of my control. Okay. Now, while we're still here, we're going to keep putting down the blueprints. So I might just park myself in the middle here so I can get the maximum exposure to the things that need to be placed. Because ultimately, I haven't really put down all the things I want to build on this. So titanium and smelting blocks is the next thing I want to do. Because I actually don't have any of those yet. And I feel like that's a necessary thing for a smelting world. Oh crap, didn't mean to do that. Right clicked. Oops. Titanium, there we are. I mean, maybe one day I'll do an entire planet where it's just dedicated to one thing. So two, but for the time being, two of those should be fine. I think I'm going to want a glass one as well. Just eyeing that off before, thinking, oh yeah, glass, sexy. So we will drop this like it's hot right here. There we go. And maybe a second one right beneath it. Is that a tropics line? I don't think it is. I think we can put it right there. Cool. And increase this to 27,000 things that we need. It's almost beyond a joke. And this difference is why we should have interstellar things delivering things to us. Now we only need 5 things as well, so I'm wondering if that is actually a viable possibility here. Let's think this through. If I get rid of you, right? We know there's 5 things that we need. So, oh god, turn that off. No, ow. drop this down here. If I say to this that I need belts, I kind of feel like this is going to be the faster way of getting things rather than flying around. Sorters. Interstellar things. Power poles. Arc smelters. Right, so if I remote demand that, give you some of these. I up that, and then ow. Yep. Sorry for the graphics, everyone. Oh, really? I can't build. That's alright. This is okay. Yeah. I sneaky. There we go. Right, demand those. Probably going to want at least 5,000 of those, so we'll remote demand them, and remote demand these as well. Yeah. We're going to send off all the parts that we need. We can just resupply off that. Proving once again why interstellar moles are the bomb. Yes, we need more of these to finish this off. We have a gaping hole. All good. All good. We're just gonna go find where the green things live. There we are. Off you go, drones. Go crazy. Wow, all 10 of them. Out and about, collecting the things we need. Now, the other thing that's not listed here that we'll probably need is actually these logistic vessels as well. Come on. How are we doing? I do actually kind of like, just get rid of this, right? I like the green atmosphere here. It's, kind of unexpected towards these hurricane, streaky, marbly. Actually, you know what these remind me of? Those rubber bouncy balls sort of thing. Have them as a kid, bounce around the place. Your cat would chase them. All good fun. Alright, come on. Come on, guys. Yeah, you're coming back now. Alright, that's good. Back to Hot Windy Cabin. Can't believe I named it that. Alright. Here we go. Yep. I'm gonna pick up these. Drop in the inventory. Grab these as well. Alright. So that little top up has helped a lot. Start making everything now. Do you have drones and everything you need, buddy? Yep. How about you at the end? You do as well. Excellent. It's really just finishing off these bits that will make this particular part of the factory all fun and games and functional. Come on, drones. That's what we want to do. Focus on this stuff down here, please. Don't go up there. Up there's no fun. This is where the party's at. You've got all the things you need. Yep. A big potential part of the reason why this is so painful to do is actually the frame rate here. I plonked down an awful lot of things to be built, and my frame rate is suffering as a result. Not to mention all the background processes that still need to happen, even if I'm not necessarily actively dropping things down. Actually, I wonder if we can do anything about that, right? Let's look at our performance settings. So if we drop this down to maybe just 2 times anti-aliasing, drop it down to maybe 50% atmospheric blur, audio we don't care about, max that. Yep. Alright, we'll apply that. See if we get a bump in performance at all. A couple of frames. You know what? I'm going to take that and I'm going to run with it and just say atmospheric blur, we're off. And we'll disable anti-aliasing. Oh, I'm not so much of a fan of that. It's a little bit cut edge sort of graphics now. That was clean, but we have bought ourselves a few frames, so I think it's probably more important at the moment. give my GPU a break. It's been screaming, "Help me! Help me, human! I'm dying. I've been loyal to you for many years." Alright, the other thing that we're going to do is drop down a proper logistics station here, because we deleted one just so that we can set it up as a mall. How rude. But we'll drop that in, we'll give it some of these. Let's start walking stuff around the place. Supplier of the... Yep, that all makes sense. Apart from this, we'll maybe give you a bit more power. And then... Oh, hang on, hold up. There we go. That'll help. And the other thing that is actually probably helping with our frame rate here is that as we get less of this kind of white crap on our screen, basically. That is being rendered in because we are just placing down a whole bunch of blueprints. Think, have we seriously degraded the graphics here, or are we not noticing any real difference? I think the anti-aliasing has definitely made a difference. We're not seeing that. It's looking a lot sharper and more pixelated. I think it really has only brought us... Let's bring that back. Right, go back to 4 times. Apply. Oh, it's so much nicer on the eyes, but the frame, yeah, we just dropped ourselves about 4 to 6 frames per second. Which lines up with what I do believe my problem is at the moment is my GPU. To be fair, it's probably just a 10-year-old gaming machine. massive project. I don't want to just leave it now that I've started though. That's the thing. Once you pop, you can't stop. Apparently I need more belts again. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Things starting to switch on, activity to happen. And us to have more than just half an hour on the smelter being consumed as well. How about you are getting very sleepy? Very sleepy. It is 8:40 p.m. on a Friday night and you want to go to bed already. But you can't, for you must stream. Probably point out to anyone actually thinking of purchasing this game, one, that I'm not paid to promote it. You know, if you want me to be paid to promote it, then, you know, talk to the devs. But that this is kind of the end game. Like, you can well and truly finish the game without having to go to this level of constructing factories. We're actually just going overboard here, right? So, if you wanted to be able to play through this game and finish it, you don't necessarily need to get down to this level of frames per second where everything is kind of a little bit nasty. It won't necessarily get to that point. I kind of feel like that's important to point out to folks. if you're worried about your PC specs, thinking that I'm at the minimum edge of the scale and you know this is potentially what it's at, or what it's gonna feel like or play like. No, we are doing probably beyond the norm. Mind you, if you're at the minimum end thinking that I want to turn every star in the sky into a Dyson sphere, then you're going to have to do this and you're going to have to struggle through the frame rates. Maybe you'll get a little bit higher because you're not, you know, trying to stream it at the same time, but, you know, this is basically what it's going to feel like. And I am out of sorters again. Alright, so let's grab a couple few of them. Maybe drop this down to here. A chunk of them. Maybe a few more belts. Why not? Fortunately, the rest of this system will be actually fairly easy because we're just putting down miners, right? Easy peasy. This is the bit that's hard and well, not even hard, right? It's all I've been doing is putting down blueprints, realistically. It's just time consuming. Ah, I didn't realize I still had things to do in this one. Go, oh, off they go to a new place. The drones know what to do, right? They know what's going on. They know what's up. I'm just a passenger here. Hey, I've already done another part of this as well, look. Got this coloured bit. All I gotta do is just keep an eye on my supplies of the crucial ingredients here. I feel like we're maybe a little bit low on power poles, so let's top those up. A few hundred of those, and we'll be good. expecting to get supplies of titanium from somewhere by now. That's possibly a little concerning. We have a titanium, yeah. Nothing else. We'll make sure it's sourced locally, but that's not the goal here. Also, hopefully we'll start to see, yeah, look at the look at the traffic. Oh my god. What I'm hoping is a stronger link between these two, right? Oh dear. We should see a connection here as well, so let's just get that built. Our silicon ore just turned on then. Man. Thinking when we started this journey that the idea that we're going to be doing things this big, it'd just be like, wow, man, that is really cool. Now I'm just thinking, hey, that's really time. Dreaded autosave. We have expanded out how often that happens, but there's more and more to save now. Yep, alright, we've got iron being produced, that's good. We are running out of these doodads too, so what I might do, pretty sure this central logistics station has slots left, so I'm going to set it up so it can import some other things. Until if it gets below 100, then bring us some of those, please. Down to 9,000. It's getting less hypnotic. Meantime, I'll let the Hypnotoad just do its thing. So now actually we're running along belts. Yeah, we're gonna need more of those. really nice if the drones, if they had smaller items or something, that they could do kind of a few of them at the same time. So if it worked by, you know, number of squares that a drone can carry. Would kind of make a little bit of logical sense too, because in the meantime they're, you know, locking down a smelter or a logistic factory that's massive versus a single belt. You know, one thing at a time doesn't necessarily make the most sense in this sort of situation. I mean, it is also a computer game about building Dyson spheres, and let's face it, they also don't make sense, so who's to say? Alright, we'll have some local titanium production as a result of this. Also realize that the most efficient way of making long distance things is actually a combination of Tesla poles and these guys. When did I realize that? Right that second. Grand discovery just in. Okay, we're gonna grab a chunk of these guys. We're gonna go chunk of these. Ooh, that's probably more than I need. Give them back just because I really don't want to have to cut too many of them here, unless we actually want them here. Go forth and build. Getting to the point where we've nearly done the smelters that we've laid down on this planet, which is only a good thing. One of the other blueprints that we wanted to lay down here is a power charging system as well. I'll chuck it there. And how many discharges do we have now after putting that down? Oh, damn it. If I just do this. I don't think I'll need that many. That's why I'm thinking let's delete, erase this from existence. There you go, that's good. Oops. Oh well. only a very temporary measure. So we will go on and import a chunk of these guys. Drop down my min-loaded vessels to be 10%. And go remote demand here. I was hoping for less than 1200, to be honest, but okay. Oh well. Give you guys... I'm going to tell you to remote demand these, right? The reason I'm doing that is that it should fill up with batteries by remote demanding them. Charge ones for it to send around the system. And I can switch that back to supply later on. Once it's gotten its share of batteries. Really should be getting a share of batteries right now. Orbital range vessels, that's why. There we go. Off you pop. Go get your batteries. Placing any of those, so I'm guessing I'm out. Running out belts too. A few more of those too. And you know, why not? A few more of these. Nearly done it. A new smelter in, you know, a quarter of the time. We did our first smelter in like 3 episodes, I'm pretty sure. But this one is just going straight to the pool room. These aren't turned on. It's been promised materials, but it's not getting them. Devil, welcome. Good to see you again. We're building another smelter because things were a little bit far away. You can see the traffic. There's a decent space between Smolder and Arrakis, so building a smelter called Camel Forge. Ah, we got Kestra as well. Everyone's joining. Note the time here, 9 PM. My time seems to be when it's at. So yeah, I'm making another smelter world. On the plus side here, it's taking a lot less time. On the downside, we are just kind of watching the drones all build out. And it's taking a little bit of time, and the frame rates are suffering. And I'm thinking I need a new GPU. It is 9 PM. You can see my local time down the bottom right here where the cursor's circling around. Hopefully that's visible enough. Yes, give these. Don't need that spoke. Actually a problem in our blueprint. I think our original blueprint was meant to have another rung here, but it was actually superfluous, and these things could never keep up anyway. Alright, that's not far off. 7-hour difference. Well, happy Friday for everyone, because I'm pretty sure it's everyone's Friday. Even if you're just getting up at the moment, then it's still Friday, so hurrah. I have many dinner plans for the weekend. Yeah, 1 PM, there we go. But yeah, basically the plan for the weekend is going to be a little bit of gym and a lot of food. Hopefully the gym will cancel out the food. Really? You're not getting power? I just... Oh wait, yeah. There we go. Nope. No power. What? Oh. Not connecting up properly. There we go, that'll do it. Yay! Titanium got online. What else have I got here? I think that is everything on the planet that needs to be built now. Or that I've laid out to be built anyway. We're missing our little signal up the top here saying that we have problems, so I will count that as a win. All we need to do is... I don't really care too much about those stone factories actually. It was just the other bits and pieces. Cool, yep. Something up here needs to be built. I just saw a flashing power sign. Ah yes, the copper. Well, the copper we do need. Alright. So I'm going to take these belts just in case I need them. I'm going to go switch you to my remote supply. Switch you to supply, 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 and supply, because I don't need you guys here anymore. And I'll also give you some more warpers, because I was manually feeding you guys. Goal for today. So, goal for today is finish off this local smelter system, in that I want to make sure there's mining set up on these particular planets, and then we're going to go back to Arrakis and we're going to set up processor building. And as you can see, Arrakis launches, its head is exploding still. We've got rocket production well and truly underway again. So we'll set up processing factories on middling, lesser, all the same. And if we're lucky, we'll get onto something like photon combiners, but basically continue to expand out that factory sort of planet. Now I also know that I have a problem with my photon production, in that I'm not really keeping up, so I need to do some more stuff around that. Whether or not we do that today, I'm really not sure. It may end up being some other time that we go and tackle that issue. But that's it in a nutshell. The shingle sphere, that's it. The chickenpox sphere. Sorry, I always think of shingles whenever you say that. Which is, you know, the nasty version of chickenpox, basically. But I think if I set up mining on this planet, it's gonna solve my immediate issue. So maybe I should just set up a mine here and then call it quits for this particular system for the time being. Actually, that sounds like a better option. Let's do that. Power discharge is what I want. Drop it down, but I don't think I'm gonna need this much for just mine, so we'll cut it off here. What's a Zoster system, Kestrel? Thanks for dropping it in, Dr. Devil. See you around. I did not know that. The virus that causes chickenpox is Varicella zoster. Tonight we are doing an educational stream. Actually, a while ago when I was backpacking across Europe, not Europe unit. I was in Italy, and someone, I helped them out, so they invited me to come stay with them for a bit, and they actually had shingles on their eyes. So I'm in Italy. You know, in Australia we drive on the left-hand side of the road. she stops and says, "Hey Ryan, can you drive?" And I say, "Sure, of course I can drive, you know, what's up?" And says that basically, you know, I can't see at the moment because my shingles have just flared up on my eyes, and I need you to take over. So that was my first experience of driving on the right-hand side of a road, was in a highway in Italy, where everyone drives like crazy. Apologies for anyone in Italy here, but man, it was an interesting experience. But a fun one, and I'm still alive today, so that's all that counts, right? But this poor person, it must have been really painful, because it's one of those viruses that can recur and just cause immense sort of issues. Yeah, right. I mean, I think it being on a highway was probably the best possible option, because there's not much going on, right? You just got to pay attention to the lanes and that sort of thing. And if anyone's going to switch into yours, or if you need to switch. Whereas if it was in the middle of, say, Florence or something, then it probably would have been a bit more of a challenge. But all I can say is it made for a great story at the end of the day. Yeah, I've never really understood how viruses would be, you know, kick around for the rest of your days versus bacteria, which just get wiped out eventually by your immune system. But certainly not a medical professional, so don't listen to me about any medical opinions ever. I'm not going to kid myself that I can self-learn off YouTube, unlike many others. It's kind of interesting because I've known other people who have also gotten shingles and they're pretty much fine now. You know, they don't get recurrences at all. So I don't know if it was just because this was an older or elderly lady, basically, or what was going on. So could have been a lowered immune system or something along those lines. Or just bad luck, you know, in the same way that some people kind of catch COVID and get it really bad and other people don't, and they're fine, you know, barely get sniffles. Exactly, varying mileage can do a whole different, heap of different things. Right. Anyway, we're just going to put down mines on this planet, then make sure batteries are starting to ship in, and we will get back to the fun stuff of factories, rather than the slightly boring stuff of mining. How are you going on your playthrough, Kestrel? Had the opportunity to keep building things, or busy with other stuff? Hey, well done. actually finished the game tech tree wise. Technically, I haven't won because we still haven't done mission completed. I mean, we could probably make the sprint pretty quickly at any time, but I'm actually really hoping there is an achievement for covering every solar system here with a Dyson sphere, because if there's not something for doing that, then you know what's the point? What is the point? I don't get the shiny gold star, the certificate at the end. Why am I even here? Yeah, that's the thing with these games. I often find the factory build games, you think, I just wish I'd done all these things differently now that I know what I know. And makes you want to start again, even though you've gone through the whole thing. I definitely found Satisfactory to be like that. In that, you know, you got to the end of the early access point that it was available when I was playing through. And then I thought, hey, I just want to do this again now that I actually know how to construct these factories a little bit better and feel like I'm not just kind of eking by from each level to each level. That and Oxygen Not Included was a lot like that. I don't know if you ever played that one. How are we doing on nodes? I've got another copper one down there that we can cover. Oh, and titanium. Ow. Hang on. Do that. Oh, it's one of the bloody... That'll work. Surviving Mars was kind of fun. I wasn't sure about Surviving Mars. Oni, I absolutely, sorry, Oxygen Not Included. Absolutely recommend. Still a really good game if you get the time to be able to play it and want to go pick it up. If you want a YouTuber to watch on that one, there's a guy called Brothgar who covered it extensively all through its early access. I found that the early access in particular for Oni was really good because they kept on changing what would happen in the physics of it, which meant that your old playthrough was, you know, no longer possible for people to survive, but it kind of worked, as in that was okay. Now, what else are we going to need here? We're going to want... This is all going to be local supplies, right? Sorry to just abruptly change the subject. I'm just going to think out loud for a bit. This is going to be a local for supply mining sort of station. Not anything that I really need to go anywhere else. So, transporter's distance is exceeded. Say single light year. Give you these, and you can fill up on the basics, right? That's what I'll call the basics. Local demand it. 100%. Give you these two. I've just realized I actually want to delete these so I can copy the settings easily. That's mostly what it produces here. There's a little bit of silicon as well, but not all that much. So if I then take my blueprint thing, let's tell it to blueprint out. Mucked up my spacing, but that's all good. We'll just put it over here instead. Alright. Then we'll get the power. Like so. Here's a good question though, Kestrel. Should I be able to covering other games? I mean, pretty much I've just gone hard on Dyson Sphere program because I've gotten into a bit of a groove here in actually, you know, achieving the goals that I'm setting out to do and making progress on it. But is it anything else that you reckon I should be streaming out? Right, that's good. That should give us pretty good supply. Now, what we need to do to finish this off is actually go back to Hot Windy Camel. That is a very diplomatic answer. My channel goals are pretty simple. I like playing games that I enjoy, and I don't particularly care if people are watching or not. I figure that there's going to be enough people like me that will eventually tune in. But generally, I'll play pretty much anything except for horror games. Absolutely hate them. Let's see, that last thing, hot game of the week. Nah, I don't think that's really me. There's plenty of people who do it already, and I appreciate them, but I don't think I can really spare the time and energy and effort to, or finance to be honest, to buy a game every week. Alright, that'll remote supplier, our batteries out. Oh crap, I think I've made a terrible mistake. There's our timer as well. I really hope they just didn't all rack off on an interstellar basis. Instead, they're actually heading off to... Oh, they are going to Volcanic Camel. That's great. Alright. So my mistake is not the mistake that I thought I made. It is in fact a different one. Yeah, I don't know. There's a very no, we missed it. There's a very long list of games on my wish list. That I'd love to be able to play, but some of I just know that I'm not going to get to for some time because time is probably a limiting factor there. Okay, that's good. We're only getting 3600 coming in here. And then I'll start powering up our factories, which will be great. We'll wait for that to power it up. Hang on, we'll just yoink up steam in a second. While we're waiting for that to happen, and just make sure everything's running properly on this planet. What's on my wish list at the moment? A bit of Frostpunk 2, looking forward to that one actually. The first game was great, it was too short, but it was great. I love this, the challenge behind that one, and a sense of hopelessness. Also Falling Frontier, which is like an RTS sort of one, is coming soon, so when they are both released I'll definitely be picking them up. And then Infraspace is the other thing that's a factory / logistics sort of game that I'm looking at. Kind of the three that are on my wish list at the moment. That's kind of what I liked about Frostpunk though, the sense of anxiety and not knowing what's going to hit you next and feeling like you're always behind the curve and trying to catch up. I actually really appreciated that in the game because so often in city builder games you had the luxury of time, or it felt like you always had the luxury of time, and you know nothing too bad is really going to happen. Are we really just not got enough power, or is it just not hooked up? Oh, we've got a missing chain here, that's why. So anxiety inducing, I totally agree there with the assessment. But I kind of enjoyed it. Yes, so much death. So many terrible moral choices as well, to be fair. The do we eat our dead sort of thing was like, oh, that's brutal. Nice. Alright. So we've got heaps of stuff coming in. What's the thing that I'm missing here? This will tell me if I just select the thing. Coal. So I've selected these and these two, just not coal. That's alright, there's not much coal on this planet. I actually just realized that smelter doesn't produce energetic graphite either, but that's fine. So this little mining colony will hopefully... Man, that's busy. Look at all the drones. Like ants. I don't know, maybe I'll do a Frostpunk run through when we get closer to release date. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe Infraspace at some point as well. It's in early access at the moment. Worth checking out. I do kind of like early access games. You get a taste of what they look like. Zoom out with V. You're looking at the local system. Yeah, we got the ant trail between Hot Windy Camel and Volcanic Camel. You can't really see local logistics zone, you only get the interstellar with V. So you can go M, I think is maybe what you're talking about here. Or if you're talking about the entire star system, then yeah, then we get the trail of ants of everything going everywhere. Yes, I did. I went through Timberborn and I just felt like there wasn't a goal to really work towards to an extent. And it's very early access as well, so that's no criticism at the developers. So I did a run through with the vanilla beavers and the iron tooth beavers, and that was fun. I enjoyed it. It was very cute. It was a very pretty game, and I liked the kind of water mechanics going on. But ultimately, I felt like it lacked a little bit of replayability at this point, or at the point that it's in early access. In that, I didn't really feel like you had this. Yeah, Ironborn. That's it. I didn't really feel like there was an overall big goal that you had to do once you got past the survival point of view on hard mode. Then, you know, what do you next move on to? Whereas this sort of thing, it's like, well, you've got all these systems, you're meant to be producing Dyson spheres, then okay, let's cover the whole star cluster and you can compete against each other. That's my impression anyway. It just didn't feel like there was enough pressure or enough of a overall kind of this is where we're heading to sort of thing, other than just fill up the whole map with dams. Having said that, I've seen quite a few people playing it and quite a few people enjoying it as well, so which is not to say that people can't or should not enjoy it. Just that it's, you know, I liked it. I don't regret the buy. But will I continue to play it? Maybe in a year or so. Once it comes out of early access, I'll take another shot at it. Actually, they released a new Beaver race, I'm pretty sure I saw on Steam before. Or there was something new that came up. Oh, nearly hit the planet. Glad I'm not alone. What was that update though, now that we've got it up? Timberborn. Timber. Sorry, just looking for this on another screen. Custom maps. Some stuff on the... Yeah, maybe I was dreaming it that they'd done a new Beaver race. Might have been an announcement for upcoming or something. Okay, so we have technically run out of time, but it's not quite 10 o'clock local time as well, so I think I'll keep going for a little bit more longer. What I want to do is build a processor factory before we clock off for today. So I think I'll try and do it in this little space here. Have I got all the things I need? Probably not. But we'll work with that. I think we've got probably enough to do what we want to do. Alright, so we're gonna need a logistics facility right here. processes, green and microcrystalline. Now, on your basic, we had built a few factories there for microprocessors and green circuit boards. It was done off camera, so if you have been keeping up otherwise, then that's the reason why you haven't missed something. It's just that I wasn't filming it. I think I was filming that one anyway. Maybe I was. Can't remember now. Give this these. And let's look at how processes are built. So every 3 seconds it's going to need 2 of these and produce 1. So get out the trusty calculator. That's 0.33 to infinities. 0.33 times 1.5 times 1.25, because we're going to put some paint on this, means 0.61 each time that we put in one of these things. So we're going to want our paint. Oh, wrong paint. Not that paint, this paint. And now I just need to stop and think for a second. So 0.361 for each factory means that if we do times 30, it's going to be 8 in a second. Whereas if we do times 60, it's going to be 7 a second, which is overkill. So we need a happy medium, maybe 45, yep, that's it, which will be 27 a second, and that's good enough for me. So rungs of 45, that's 15 there. Another 15, and that'll be the final 15 here. Then we want to do some belts. Do the output. Like so, and then I'm actually going to grab my blueprint tool just to grab that belt run. That trick I worked out before. Hit use now, and then we can actually use that to just do that and that, which is a lot faster than dragging it around the place. Here we want inputs. Processes, and we'll drag that down. But yeah, so asking about other games I should stream. Not saying that I'm gonna give up on Dyson Sphere program anytime soon. We have many Dyson Spheres to produce. And I really actually want to complete this goal of doing the whole star cluster covered in Dyson Spheres. Crap. Not count on that. Grab our rungs. Blueprint tool has seriously got to be the best thing that they introduced into this game. It's saving me so much arthritis. conscious I'm not going to be able to do any further rungs because I've only got 15 of these. So what I might do is just set up partial production here. Do that. That. Then this. Yeah, well, I paid enough money for my mouse that I'm kind of hoping that it will last longer than my hands, to be honest, but we shall see. Alright, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8. If we do a 5th rung, we're gonna want 10. Let's assume that we're gonna do a 5th rung. And then I want blue paint here. A mechanical mouse really shouldn't wear out, is what I was saying before. Ah, damn it, I'm out of spray coaters too. Can't even do the paint. Oh well. We'll go to our supply planet shortly. Ah, there's a lake of acid here too. That'll potentially block us from doing those additional rungs. Maybe there's a reason why I didn't build here, something here before. Yeah. Also, I need to put down these guys for this endpoint thing. Now we'll drop our output here. Give it some logistics. Hello, autosave. Ah. And then that can supply, of course. We should be able to hook up everything. The output side, at least. Like so. I want to hook up the inputs until I've actually got spray coaters. Foundation here, I'm pretty sure I can't remove it. That's a permanent source of acid removed. Ah, we'll do it. Alright. No backsies now. Huh. Apparently I left a gap here too. Oops. Alright, let's zoom out and just look at Arrakis launch. Head over there and pick up the parts we need to finish this off. So, shopping at the mall, we're definitely going to need some more belts here. I'll grab a few of these sorters. Gonna need some more of these. How we got on splitters? I haven't been using that many, so yeah, we've still got 52, that's plenty. I'll probably want some of these guys. Interstellar Mall has definitely paid off. Although I have to say, particle colliders aren't being produced all that much. So maybe I need a bigger production, or we've still got supply issues, one of the two. And we're getting closer and closer to where I am going to want to produce particle colliders. Have I not got spray point? Ah, here we go. Spray coaters here. We'll drop them in. Want some of them. Let's reorganize things so we can see it. Probably a few more factories. Yeah, that's pretty good. The other thing I want to do is just check out the local. Yay, rocket launch. That's what I want to see. Check out the local Dyson Sphere. So we might check it out while we're on our way back. Yep, still many parts to go. So as impressive as that partial shell is, and the amount of power, that's more partially completed than our home system produces. So this is potentially an antimatter powerhouse, right? Be making amazing photon collection. Hey, Ojiniwa. Good to see you again. Now where were we? On the planet, I mean, up here, that's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this 25 gigawatts from a partially completed Dyson Sphere here means if we go to... Really? Murphak? Murphak shouldn't be doing anything. If we go back to Big Brain, that's only 21 gigawatts, right? So home system with a so-called fully completed Dyson Sphere. I know it's got patchy bits, but that was by design. As compared to Arrakis, we're already producing more and we ain't finished it yet. Which is pretty cool, and one of the reasons why I did set up shop here at Arrakis is because I was looking at the luminosity of the star and it was double that of most star systems. So it's like, okay, yeah, we could use that. Now, we want to make another set of processors here. And we're going to leave a little bit of a gap there. So 1, 2, 3. And that is for power systems. To sit in the middle here and make sure that we don't have problems. Alright, so while our drones are building this out, let's go pay attention to this side a little bit and put down those proliferators. Oh, no. Did I get that wrong? No, I didn't. That's good. Just gonna circle our outputs. Like so. Get it up to that second level and run them in. Seems to be a design that is working quite well for me and preventing me from spaghettifying everything. That is my natural tendency, is to make some fantastic linguine, which gives me headaches later on. No, that's going to be a problem, but what I might do is tell it to go up to the second level. Crap, I can't do that. Ah! Sorry buddy, you gotta go. You're in my way. Be here instead. Yep, that's good. Do that. Across here. Oh crap, did I make too many? Yeah, I did. Oops. Oops. Oh well. Oh, we just have to kind of snip it off as it go along here. Do the outputs necessary for 5 rungs. Okay. Nearing completion point here. That gives us a whole heap of processes, which apparently in demand straight away. All these processes are desperately needed apparently. So yoinking in these belts is a very good thing. They're probably being shipped off to our home system, I reckon, where they are going to be being used. To produce rockets, I reckon. Alright, so let's think through. What next? We've got this processor block. I don't think I can honestly feed more. Yeah. So I'm missing these. That is not what I expected. Down maybe. I'm producing far more circuit boards than I am microcrystalline components, so I think it's a logistics issue more than anything else. from... Yeah, look at them all. They're slow poking their way from your basic. Let's go enable warp at the other end. It's definitely when it gets to 6 AU, it's too slow for our purposes these days. And we'll just settle into orbit because I need to find this factory. Oh God, I can't see properly. Here we go. Yep. Yeah, 12 AU. Alright, get down to 2. You can warp as much as you want, buddy. Ramp up your energy to supply points as well. But yeah, we got plenty of green circuits going on here, so this is what we produced off camera. I might as well show, is that we chucked down one of these blocks here. Basically a whole heap of green circuits going on. We also chucked down some microcrystalline component factories here. So we've got one here, as well as another one sitting here. What else have we produced since? I think that's all on your basic at the moment. I was considering making another one of these, but then I worked out it just jammed up on our stackers at the end. Stackers are horrible things. They're really bulky. I think from here, the next logical point for us is that we want to produce more graviton lenses. And the reason I'm saying that is because I know that we have an antimatter shortage, and if we're going to seriously produce more photons for that, we need more graviton lenses. So if we're doing graviton lenses, we're going to need strange matter. We've already got the particle containers components in expanding this out. Yeah, it does. It just, you can see how ugly this got, right? And it may have just been that I underestimated the spaces or used too much verticality with them, but I was thinking, hey, we can run 4 vertical lines and then use stackers to make sure we can fit it all into one logistics station. And it was a mistake. Really, I should just have several logistics stations or something along those lines at the other end of it. Anyway. So yeah, I think the next thing that we want to build out is strange matter production. Now for us to do strange matter, I am going to need more particle accelerators, I think. So I have bugger all to 0 in my inventory from the looks of things. Yeah, my stations do stack output. They only stack output to a count of 2. I've got it queued up for the research to do the count of 3 once we get to here, but it's a whiles off, and my research is stalled a little bit. Hey, it's actually started up again now, yay! Because of antimatter production, basically. We had some hydrogen dramming up the system back here, and that means all the production of antimatter stalled, and I ignored it for a while, and we nearly ran out of power, so crisis averted, but yeah, that happened. So yeah, just thinking here. I want to first go to Arrakis launch just to see if our production of particle colliders has increased at all. hasn't, then I'm going to go back to Big Brain and have a look at that and see how we might improve our production of particle colliders. I think that's pretty important at this point. So somewhere in our storage here, have to say, if you do this sort of project, Interstellar Mall was the best idea ever. This has saved me so much time of flying back and forth. But yeah, we will have to go back because 76 is probably not going to be enough for the plans that I've got in mind here. We're going to need a big number. Alright. So let's go have a look at, see what's happening on Earth. I'm also thinking we should have enough foundation at some point to actually foundation a planet. So that's going to be on the list pretty soon. Because why not? Let's pave over a planet. Create a whole ecological disaster. Welcome back to Earth, where the frames are few, but the production is many. Oh yeah, colors. That's the thing, isn't it? We get a choice of colors. Let's have a look at that. Decoration. So, what we got here? We could go the basic grey. Hang on. Yeah, there we are. We could do the good old limey color. Lime. That's not lime. That's like blue and teal. Green. We can make a green planet and make it really ironic by, you know, destroying a forest planet or something like that. Pink. Hot pink planet. It's decided. We you can't get more unnatural than that, right? See that all? You know, can we do white? Can we get like a really white? Custom. How do I customize? There we go. I want a wholly white planet, please. And we shall call it parking lot. I think if we made it white, it's gonna look like something out of Star Wars. You know, kind of Imperial sort of thing. Ah, we could make a Death Star. If we make it like a grey color, and then just do like a circle in it with a different shade of grey. Voting Pank. Pank from Kestrel. That's moon, no moon indeed. Ochiniwa, any votes on color here? If we get stuck with pink, it could hurt all our eyes. We could go fire track red. Purple. Ochiniwa is voting white. I mean, what we could do here is we could do yellow, Orange, red. You know, we could go through the spectrum here. We could make a rainbow planet. Red and white stripes. Oh, okay. We could make it like a beach ball planet. Oh, wrong way. So something along the lines of this. I know, right? It's all gonna kill my eyes. I kind of feel like no matter what we choose here, I don't have an option where I win. But that's okay, because it's gonna be fun. Um, can we blueprint Foundation? I don't think we can. So that's gonna be a lot of work. That's the other thing. Decisions. Alright. Well, or we could do like the picnic planet. Right? So this could be we could just do kinda like this, you know, the checkerboard sort of thing. Yeah, classic picnic sort of thing going on here. No. Yeah, see, I'm gonna stuff that up so much and no votes for this one. An iris. See, we could do pixel art here. Alright, those are some good ideas, I think. I'm going to have a think on that until we actually go and do it. I'm not going to do it tonight. We're not going to have enough time for it. Kind of wish there was some kind of poll feature on Twitch that I could run while I'm offline. Yeah, right, here we are. Oh, I have much of a clue of how much work that would be. This would be a good number of streams almost to just do a picnic planet. So I would absolutely instantly regret it, but it's not about the work, it's about the fun. And it's about saying that we've done it. Right, what am I looking for? I'm looking for particle accelerators, right? And seeing how we go here. So, what seems to be missing is our Dyson Sphere frames for our launchers or our assembling machines. Yeah, launchers, sorry, not assembly machines. And then, where in my mall have I got particle accelerators? They feel like an advanced material. Yeah, here they are. Right, so we've got everything but frame material. Now we only have one frame factory at the moment, which is here on Earth. We just run across to it now. Which is this guy here. And this thing does two purposes. It feeds our Dyson Sphere parts component factory frames, and it's doing arguably a bad job of that, in that we don't have enough. I mean, these are running all the time actually, so maybe it's doing a good job of it, and I'm being too hard on it. Sorry, factory. But what we can do is actually increase its output by another 0.5 just through upgrades. Also, I found a fun component here. You can get it from level 1 to level 3 straight away, just by having it as a +2 here. Pardon me. But what we're going to do is upgrade these all to Mark III factories, which should mean that we basically improve everything's production by 50%. Just by putting that in place. Now, see, you should have painted it pink, Kestrel, because then this missing spot would be so obvious. Missed opportunity right there. Are you stacking at an output of 2? You are. Good. You're low on this though. Probably not too surprising. Actually, it is a little bit surprising. We should have like an abundance of that crap now. Where are you getting it from? Might just be that I'm using it in too many things. But the big producer sort of thing. Yeah, you're remote storage. I'm going to set you to remote demand. Bring it. Yeah. Alright, we're also going to set you so that you've got some warpers. Lockwood man, remote storage, and some guys to warp things around, and you're probably going to want some more energy. And maybe some of these. Alright, instant improvement here. So, this is a bit of a temporary fix. Ultimately, we want something in Arrakis producing frame materials, as well as these guys as well. So we will need large amounts of these factories, which is what's going to go on the planet called Sophisticated Sir. But for the time being, this should significantly improve or oversupply this little factory over here. And by oversupplying, it's going to back up along this line and mean that this top section of the factory is going to start supplying more into the this section here, which means that we get more of our frames. Oh, good thing I noticed that actually. More of our frames actually being fed into other things that need Dyson Sphere frames. Well, that is the idea here anyway. Of course, it's taking a little bit of time for this to back up. Come on, back it up. That's what I want to see. stacking up as fast as I was hoping for. The 50% increase in production. I would have thought that it would be a little bit faster. But what could help with that actually is doing something along the lines of that. What I mean, it will force this line to drain first, and then this line to drain first. I'll do the same here. That should mean that these guys constantly produce before anything else. And then I just do that. See how that works out. I think it is going to work out well. So these are no longer... Hey, we missed a bit. You. These are no longer just paused, right, and offline. So therefore, we should be taking full advantage of everything, all the production going on, or as much as we can with this kind of split between the two factories. These are switching back on as well. Occasionally it's draining down these lines. Meaning these guys have more of a chance to actually feed into the local supply demands for other things that need Dyson's frames. Yeah, that worked out. Okay. I had a good idea. Yay! Oh no, the autosave. And while we're here, let's go check out my antimatter. See, what's our demand on our Dyson sphere here? 81%, so I can make more. So it worked out that even with graviton lenses, these things can still go offline, actually. Which you didn't think they could. But basically graviton lenses extend out there as if the eyeball was sitting up at the top of the atmosphere, so I'm presuming that this is the top of the atmosphere here. Which means that it's easier for them to see the Dyson sphere, but it's not impossible for them to lose sight of it. So that means that these are still far better off to be produced sitting up at the poles more than anything else. It looks like we've got the photon generation happening now. We're certainly a line full of photons now. And these are offline because they're full of... Hold up. Yeah, full of antimatter. Good. Alright. And we're out of hydrogen here. It's going to cause a different and unique and equally annoying problem. Just going to flick the local demand on for a bit. Top it up. Storage and let it run out like that. And at least we've got a giant buffer that I've introduced here. Reduce the lenses, as in giving them paint. I don't think I do. No, they do. Actually, they're proliferated, yeah. They're only at tier 2 proliferation because I never got actually to tier 3 until I made the Arrakis factory. But we are juicing them. So I'm pretty sure it means a production. Speed up. Yeah, so if you use an array receiver, the maximum output can be further increased. So it basically means the output of the receiver here is going to produce antimatter a little bit faster here. So we get 14 a minute instead of whatever it would be with just a non-proliferated one. Okay, so we do have a decent amount of antimatter being produced. That is good to know. That's why we've got this happening again. And it does make me think, at some point, I probably want to produce a science world. Because let's face it, this is a bit of a mess here. And where, you know, even though we've got full stacks of white science going on, these are barely ticking over. %300% of blue juice, really? Extra production speed up at 100%. I would have thought it'd just be double if it works off the production speed up value. So 50, it's worth it actually with speed up alone, extra 50%. Yeah, I think it's just doing an extra 50% now. So it looks like it'll be 100% extra production, not 300%. Unless you're meaning the total effect of the graviton lens. Because the effect of the graviton lens is 200% in terms of max output. And then the production speed off means that we're adding another 50% with the proliferation, I think. So either we'll return that value here to 250, or the overall value would become 300. Anyway, I think a science planet is getting to the point where we need one. Stop doing science on Earth and instead have something where we can just ship those components to, and we count out the appropriate number of stacks of all these science components necessary. Maybe we'll put that on our pink planet, actually. The pink science planet. Science going on. I'd love it if I could just add it in here, but I think I've well and truly cheesed this to the point where adding in another kind of thing here will be very hard to slash impossible. What do I need to do? I need to get the blue belt out, so I need to move that to there. Run that out. Need to run the red belt under here, we could do that. Run an antimatter from out. Oh, it's possible actually. Might be able to get another stack of white science going on. What would that do? Probably activate half of this yellow stack. Our red red stack's barely ticking over still. Green stack, we might get a little bit more of that happening. Purple stack could probably go to 100% value. And we might get 3 more of these turned on. Yeah, I think a science planet is a better idea. Let's get it organized or something. Anyway, I think this is the point where I am going to go say goodnight. It is 10:30. I do have my gym in the morning. So thank you very much everyone for watching in and tuning in and for the helpful suggestions as to the color of my planet. I'm thinking we're going to start with pink. I just like the idea of it, just how obnoxious it is. And then I think we will run with a Chiniwa suggestion and go with a largely white planet and then just put a Death Star on it. So thank you again for watching, folks. I really appreciate it. It's good to have company playing this game. And we will see you in the next episode where I think that we are going to be producing a few more Dyson's frames, because I think that's our roadblock here. We'll move on to Strange Matter after that, get some more graviton lenses happening, and once I have those lenses, then we can do a bit more antimatter production and move on to a science planet after that. I think that's the rough layout here. There's many other advanced things that we need to produce, but I think that should be our priority list. Anyway, thanks again for watching. My name is Pooks. If you did enjoy watching, of course, you can always drop me a follow. And if you're watching later on YouTube or just want to catch up on previous streams, then I do export all my streams out to YouTube where you can watch them and catch up on all the missed episodes. Thanks again and good night, folks.